You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, we have got some scoop from our leaker about a new love coming for Sarah Horton, for Phillip Kiriakis, and others as summer heats up in Salem. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and let's talk about our inside source and what they leaked to us about Sarah, Phillip, Xander, and others. Click subscribe if you are not following us, and let's dive in. We've got a bromance reunion, a couple of intense breakups, and several new couples on the horizon. So let's get into it. If you are current on your day's episodes, you have seen Xander Kiriakis going off the rails lately. We saw him making assumptions about Phillip Kiriakis on top of the fraud and forgery that is known. So Xander lost it, and he kicked Phillip's butt so bad it landed him in the ICU, and he's still unconscious. Then Xander ranted at Sarah Horton about covering for Phillip, and she slapped back harder at Xander, said she had to protect Victoria, he's the bad guy that she always feared, yada yada. And she kicked her hubby out of the Kiriakis mansion and out of her life. Plus, after Maggie sided with Sarah and she laid into Xander with a couple of threats, well, he stole and stabbed and ripped apart that portrait of his father, the late great Victor Kiriakis, that Constantine had given to Maggie. And then this week, Xander is in handcuffs, arrested for Phillip's brutal beating, and adding insult to injury, Xander loses the hospital to his sworn enemy, E.J. DiMera, because of the arrest. So with Phillip still conked out, Xander is heading to jail, and he still despises his brother at the moment, but he's starting to see he overreacted. So that's the first relationship we want to talk about. Right now, Phillip and Xander's brotherly bond does seem irretrievably broken. Phillip wanted to get the miracle drug Versavix to save Beau and try to get back in Xander's good graces. So now Dandy Xandy finally realizes that Phillip wasn't trying to profit, but was trying to help save Beau. And he was actually trying to help Xander win the bid for the hospital over EJ. But Xander almost killed his brother. So when Phillip wakes up, our leaker says in a twist, he won't press charges. So Belle is not going to get to prosecute Xander for pummeling Phillip nearly to death. And additionally, in a significant twist, Xander and Phillip resume their brotherly relationship. The brother breakup becomes a makeup and possibly causes a shakeup. Now, I, for one, cannot wait for the bromance between the Kiriakis brothers to resume. I loved seeing Xander and Phillip high five when they won a deal together. They were so cute as brothers with their bond. But how will Kate Roberts react when Phillip and Xander get thick as thieves again? Well, I bet Kate's going to hate it. And with Phillip and Xander reunited as friends and brothers, guess what? Our leaker says Phillip keeps pressing Xander to get back with Sarah. Phillip, according to our leaker, becomes the biggest cheerleader that's urging a Xander and Sarah reunion, and he won't quit till he puts them back together, since Phillip knows that he is a big part of why Xander and Sarah split, and he's team Zara all the way. Plus, we know Big Brother Beau Brady wakes up and he gets involved with some sort of Kiriakis Titan plot, and he's running around with Phillip and Xander as they're trying to do something good for the family. And if you remember a couple of years ago, Beau wanted to run Titan while he was in his intense Kiriakis phase before his memories finally came back. Okay, breaking from the bromance, now let's talk about a romance. Our leaker says that throughout the summer, Xander and Sarah remain split and their marriage is in tatters. Although we were also told they will not divorce. And it seems like while she's split from Xander, some other man gets close to Sarah. We are told it's another family member of Xander's who slides close to Sarah, and we already saw a glimpse of it this week. The person in question is Brady Brady Black. Our leaker says that Sarah and Brady keep getting closer this summer. And remember, Sarah's been involved with Brady's stepbrother Eric before. And then obviously with Xander, she's had a few love interests. So not only, has she been involved with others, there's Rex Brady in that mix. So a lot of Brady and Kiriakis action. So anyway, we are going to see Sarah and Brady getting closer, which it's kind of interesting. However, despite it being some sort of slow burn thing between them, it's going to be more of a situationship than a relationship between Sarah and Brady, according to our leaker. And they also told us that it's not going to evolve into anything substantial for Sarah and Brady. So that's good. Now, let's talk about Xander's romantic prospects while he is split from Sarah. His toxic ex, Gwen Rizczech, is back to Salem this July. So a little over a month from now, we're getting her back. And there's some fans that really enjoyed Xander and Gwen together. I do think a lot more viewers ship Xander with Sarah, though. So our Days of Our Lives insider says that even though Xander is split from Sarah, he remains very much in love with her. And we've heard that although Gwen wants to get back with hunky Xander, he is not down for a reunion, not at all. So despite Gwen trying to get her claws back into Xander and Brady leaning into Sarah, it does look like we've got this end game goal of seeing Xander ultimately reunite with Sarah, and that may be happening going into the 60th anniversary episodes in November, closer to Christmas. And now let's talk about Phillip getting a love interest once he wakes up from that brotherly bashing that he got from Xander. Our Day's leaker says there's a budding romance coming soon between Gabi and Phillip. For the past many weeks, if you're watching, Gabi's been on the outs with her boyfriend, JJ Devereaux, and it looks like they're probably done. That's because Gabi was a suspect in EJ's shooting and actually may still be, and JJ had to grill her about it. He had to. It's his job. And to be fair, he did catch Gabi at the DeMera mansion with a loaded gun aimed at EJ, and he talked her down from shooting him. So you can't blame JJ for asking Gabi, hey, honey, did you shoot EJ? He has to ask, and Gabi is not getting that at all. She's still lashing out at JJ. Now, Gabi did ask for his help to find Ari this week, but once that was resolved, Gabi's going to be back to not appreciating JJ. And it feels like the Gabi JJ ship has sailed. Of course, that'll make Julie Williams extremely happy because she never wanted JJ to get with her. So we're going to see Phillip instead getting close to Gabi. And right now, she's mad that Phillip and Xander took over DeMera, which means they took over Gabi's chic, and they're not going to let her walk away with her company. But maybe once Phillip's out of the hospital back to work, he's going to play nice with Gabi, even though they are forcing her to keep her company under the Titan umbrella. And soon, according to our leaker, Phillip is romancing Gabi. Now, she might get into that to make JJ jealous, but then it's going to turn into something. So to sum it up, Xander's getting chased by Gwen, but isn't interested. Brady and Sarah have some sort of thing that'll go nowhere because she's destined to get back with Xander. And Phillip gets hot and heavy with Gabi and also reunites in a brotherly bond with Xander. So the big winner in all of this, despite, this brutal beating that he's taken, is Phillip. He's going to come out of this with lots of stuff going on good in his life.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.